But Spackleface wasn't alone. Beneath the tree from which he so gaily tossed down figs, hidden under the water of the Maipura, cruised Snaggletooth the crocodile. Snaggletooth had never eaten figs, but spying how much the monkey enjoyed them, he decided to test one that landed nearby. It was surprisingly good, fresh, strangely sweet, and what's more, delightful after the relentlessly high-protein diet common to his species. Snaggletooth was himself a sweetie, as crocodiles go. A middle-aged, gentle giant of the waterways, even if he did kill for his supper. Thus, it was not long before the monkey and the crocodile, lonely on the river, began a relationship, albeit a guarded one. "Hello," Snaggletooth burbled melodiously one morning, startling Spackleface in his tree. The old monkey glanced around before spotting two eyes and a snout protruding above the surface of the water. Snaggletooth raised his head just enough to display an unattractive smile, featuring a great many irregular teeth. "Don't worry," Snaggletooth said. "I can't climb trees like you. I'm just curious what you call those things you keep tossing into the water. They're good, aren't they?" "Figs," said Spackleface. "They're called figs. You don't mean to say you've been eating them? I thought you only ate fish and other animals." "Well, yes, you're right. But curiosity is not limited to cats and monkeys. Some crocs want to know about things too. So I tried one of those figs because I saw you throw it. When it hit the water, I thought, why not? Snatched it and hurried back to the reeds to hide. I didn't want to alarm you." "Well, you do alarm me," Spackleface called from the fig tree. "What is one to make of you, a flesh eater, tatting up a fruitarian?" One doesn't have to make anything of it," said the crocodile. "In the unlikely event that you fell into the river, I wouldn't hurt you. What would be the point? I'm more interested in the figs than you. Without you, no figs. Simple." And so, from this initial conversation, a friendship blossomed between monkey and croc. At first, they talked about figs, or the weather, or the Maipura River. But soon wives, children, and grandchildren became their topics. They were frank with each other, exploring the landscape of their lives. Spackleface spoke of his youth, his mistakes, his victories, and the final defeat that led to exile in the fig tree. He even pondered aloud whether loss of status was inevitable for all alpha males. Snaggletooth, for his part, told, among other things, of his wife and their nearby island home, and the territorial dominance that led him to becoming monarch of this part of the river. He spoke of the fish, snakes, turtles, pygmy deer, fruit bats, and other creatures, even the occasional monkey, which formed part of his diet. The crocodile's transparency about his carnivorous habits helped cement a trusting bond, giving Spackleface enough realism to observe, even set aside a few instinctive fears, although of course he kept to his tree. There was no pretense. Each occupied a separate habitat in respectful coexistence. Often their chats would last hours, with the crocodile stretched out in the mud on the riverbank, and Spackleface relaxing in the tree. After several weeks, Snaggletooth's quip, the nearest either got to a declaration of intimacy, was, "You know, I actually do care a fig about you, old face. In fact, several." "Ha ha!" the monkey snorted, then pelted him with the figs. And if you can imagine a crocodile smiling, that's what happened. As he nimbly flipped each fig with his snout into the air from the water and caught it in his mouth. Oh yes, they got on better and better as time drifted by.